What's up guys, Apple Non-Stop here, and today I am going to be showing you part 2 of the top 10 Cydia tweaks. I did post the other video of this about 2 weeks ago, so here's part 2. So the first tweak I'm going to be showing you is called Anchor. Now what it does is it lets you, right, if you want to move any app, you can place it absolutely anywhere on the screen that you want. Right? It's no restrictions, you place it wherever you want. Right, now this one is called BioProtect. So what it is it pretty much lets you pick out any applications you want and you can put a lock on it. So say I wanted to lock Cydia, I'll just do that, come out of it, come back. So if I go and try and get into Cydia now, it now asks for my fingerprint. So I would then have to put in my fingerprint before it allows me in. And it also, you can have a setting so that if you try to turn off the device, you also have to put in your fingerprint. I don't have that on and I'm not able to show you, but that's a pretty cool feature too. And also you can choose absolutely any app you want. But even to get into the setting, you have to apply your fingerprint. And there's also a bunch of different ones you can choose from. So if I wanted to access it now, it's that. So you get a choice of what you want pretty much. Yep, you get a choice of what you want. You can even lock folders, so you can't get into that one. It is now called Classic Folders, and what it does, if you open up a folder, it's displayed completely different, which actually looks really nice. And you can also get like 4 different kinds. You can get the Classic, Modern, iOS 4 Beta, or Mavericks. I've got the Mavericks on the now, but you can even have a dark tint or have what you want. Classic icon shape. You know, there's a few features here. The only bad thing I'd say about it is, on my device it does seem to be, each app seems to be blocking off the text for the app above it. But you know, still gives it a nice wee look. It's even got my wee swiping between pages animation, which is a good wee feature to have. But this next one is called Eclipse Free, and what it does is if you go into some apps, it depends which one you've got the setting on for, but obviously not this one. If I go into like the settings, I have green text and a dark background. What it does is it's kind of like a night mode. The kind of night mode that was meant to be introduced into iOS 10, but it ended up not being introduced. But like, you can kind of choose colours, and like I've got my status bar to white, so all the text up in the status bar is white. My tint colour, which is like everything that's not green, is baby blue. My theme is midnight, and my nav bar is midnight, so pretty much everything's like midnight blue, which is like really dark black. And I can go into custom as well. I can change text colour, status colour, tint colour, theme and navbar colour. So you can change the settings with it, and there's advanced options. So you can change the loading screen colour and like change the colour of pretty much anything you want. In fact, you can even choose the applications you want. So if I went and turned on App Store, if I come out, App Store should possibly go midnight. If I just delete it from there, go back in, yep, as you can see it's now dark with a midnight colour, which to me it looks pretty nice. And it also, if your eyes ever get sore at night because you're sitting looking to bright white, it makes it so much easier and much more convenient so your eyes don't get sore. Old Harbour, and if you notice, down the bottom all my apps are crunched up into a wee bit in the middle, right? And I can also move my finger right across them just like a Mac, and they raise. So if I stop my finger on the settings app, it will open. You are also able to just tap on it and it will open just as normal. But also, if I hold an app down, right, I can stick as many apps into the bottom bar as I want, and each app keeps on getting smaller and smaller just to fit them all in. and it'll still work the exact same, and each app opens. Right, but if I wanted to take them back out, you'll notice at the moment how all the apps that are in the main page, the main part of the page, all have X's. And even though I can delete the two that I've just put in, when they're in the status bar, they are not deletable. So I would have to take them out of the status bar just to delete them. So if I take it out, you'll see the X appears for both of them. But you're just not able to delete them when they're in the status bar. Right, so this one's called Messages Customiser. So if I go into my messages, don't worry, I'm doing this so you can't see my contacts, but if I go into messages, all I have to do is I can literally change the colour of anything I want. So if I just come out of the app, go into settings, right, I've got Messages Customiser here. I can change the background colour, so I can change pretty much colours by here, or I can go into there and choose a colour. I can even choose what my wallpaper is, and it'll change to the background. Make it a bit blurred, change the blur, overlay colour, maybe make it black, give it a nice wee look. Maybe if you want to change the bubbles, you could change it to SMS bubbles, other person bubbles, you know, pretty much anything to do with the Messages app, colour wise and background and stuff like that. This is pretty much what this does, which is quite a good one. This one is called RoundedDock. Now pretty much all it does is, if you notice my dock at the bottom, the corners of them are rounded. There's no fancy crazy settings to it. All it is this wee box, them are rounded. There's no fancy crazy settings to it. All it is this wee box here. It's an on and off switch. You can either have it on or you can have it off. No other settings other than that, but it gives it a much cleaner look and makes it look a lot nicer, especially with the tint I've got. It's kind of a lot more transparent than it normally is. So this next one's called Zeppelin, right? And if you've noticed up the top, I've got the wee Transformers logo, right, where it would normally say iPad or iPhone or whatever your carrier's name is. But what this one does is it gives you a bunch of pictures, and you can change the picture to whatever you want. You can even have none, so you can completely choose what you have up the top. The Beats logo, Apple logo. I like to have the Autobots, but you can have the Apple logo, Aperture Science, Android, Nike, Pac-Man. There's a whole load to choose from. You can have any one of them. And it just pretty much replaces the word up at the top, or even if you want, you can change the carrier text. So say I wanted just to put a bunch of random stuff, I can go and have that up the top as well. So this next one's called HideMeX, and pretty much it can pretty much control the whole thing, your whole device. You can change the alerts, so airplane mode alerts. You can get edge alerts, pretty much anything like that. Change what your control center looks like. Right, you can show first on swipe. Right, so you'll see the title section hiding. You can hide airdrop, brightness, pretty much hide what you want. You can change, instead of the grabber camera on the lock screen, so if I show you lock screen, you see the grabber camera. Instead of that, you could change it to something else. You can pretty much change it. There's a bunch of different settings. You can change your icons, icon appearance, you want it, badges. Pretty much, it's got a feature for pretty much everything in the device. Home screen, app switcher, animations, you name it. This one pretty much has it's about 10 different kind of tweaks all in one, which is a fairly decent one. Last one is called Transition, and what it does, if I slide along, you'll see how all the wee bars come up, separating the photo, and come onto my password bit. If I swipe back, they all come back. Keep on swiping, and I think that looks quite nice. So if I unlock my device, go in, if I scroll down to the settings, got transition, and I can change different animations. So the one I had on was bars. You can have it on random, so you get a different one every time you open it. You can get comic, compress A, compress B, fade, flash, exchange, glide. I think there's like 25 here for you to choose from, which is quite a lot. My favourite one by far is the bars. For me it's slightly slow, but I think on smaller devices or ones that don't have as much tweaks as I do, then it'll work slightly better. That's pretty much everything. Since my last one of the tweaks videos has hit now over 200 views, I'm going to be continuing making tweak videos, since it seems to be some of my more popular videos at the moment. So I'm going to try and do as much of these as possible, and I'll just keep on making new ones. For watching, make sure to subscribe and please leave a like, it does help me a lot out here on this channel.